Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. In today's video, we are going over the top stocks and cryptocurrency setups going into next week. I have the list loaded up right here on the side of my screen. I think there's about 25 to 30 names that we're going to be watching going into next week. Out of all the names that I follow, guys, I have about 400 names, probably 400 to 450 crypto and stocks that I've gathered over the last 10 years of trading that are on my watch list, and these ones that we're going to go over today are my favorite going into next week, which will be the beginning of June. Today is May 29th. I hope you guys are doing well. What's going on in the chat? We got Bobby, we got Johnny, we got Abdul over in the chat. So we're going to be looking at these names today, looking at the charts, looking for the breakouts. The first one here is going to be DocuSign. So you guys know that we use this EMA ribbon here paired with a bunch of other indicators. If you guys are not familiar with the indicators that we are using today, if you guys are new to the channel, I do have a free trading course over here inside of the Discord. You guys can get access to that right under the trading course tab that is on YouTube. So this is a little bit more of an advanced video. A lot of the people watching this are probably already familiar with our strategy. But what I'm looking at here on Docu is the EMA ribbon. We talk about this all the time here. When price is trending below this EMA ribbon on the daily chart, we are stuck in a downtrend, right? We're in a bear market, okay? Price action is weak. But as soon as you see price start to break out over the EMAs, you see how the EMAs are crossing right here? Okay, this means the bulls, right? The bulls are stepping in. Okay, so we've been in a downtrend since back here in September of 2025. It's almost been 8 to 9 months. DocuSign has just been trending down, trending down, trending down. And you're seeing that breakout happen right here on DocuSign. So I really like this one for next week at 47. If you guys go over there and take that trading course, we do have 2 selling strategies and 2 buying strategies that we use here on this channel. We are swing traders focused on a 1 to 6 month time frame. So these are not like day trades. These are like buy and hold for 1 to 6 months until we hit our targets. Our targets are going to be our selling strategy. So sell strategy number 1 is we want to sell a red dot in the red zone on the daily chart. So when I talk about the red zone today, I'm going to be talking about this zone up here. So this indicator right here, this is called the Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and you guys can download all these indicators right over here in the trading indicator tab. You just click on that link, okay, and everything loads right up into your account. You guys can get these same exact indicators for yourselves and use them. But typically that red zone, that top of the fib is normally that is where our target is, right? That's our target. So we want to buy down here in these golden zones, and we want to sell up here in the red zone. So you can see we got a red dot back here in November of 2024 in the red zone at 82. It did push up to 100. We're not trying to time the exact top. We're just trying to get out close. And if DocuSign goes from here back to the red zone, from the price we're sitting at here after this breakout at 53, you're talking about a 70% racker. Okay, 70% to the upside here if it goes back to that zone. So there's a lot of meat on that bone. Okay, the next one's going to be DJT. So DJT, everyone's sleeping on, right? Everyone's excited about Trump's company up here at $70, but no one cares about it down here at all-time lows. So what I'm seeing on DJT is a monthly alert. So this just popped up here today. That is a monthly signal. We had another one back here in January at around $11 or $12. Yes, we're down on the position, but we use dollar cost averaging. So I think I bought this one around 10. It went down to 8, and I bought more. My typical rule for averaging down is 20% drop. So if I buy something, it goes down 20%, I'll look for a place to average down. So when this thing sold off from 10 down to 8, that was a 20% drop. We added more on the next dot, and now we're just waiting for DJT to pop back up here to 22 to 26. That's up 7% today. Pretty big week for it. Things up 20% on the week. So everything I lost buying it at 10, I pretty much gained right back because, again, I bought the same amount of shares down there at $8. And again, we got a lot of meat on the bone. So a lot of these names have a lot of meat on the bone, right? DJT is 160% back to the fib. Okay, the last time we hit the red zone was back here in October 2024 at $54. Okay, before that it was up here in the red zone at around 56. Okay, and obviously we're sitting down here at 9. So I haven't given up on DJT. I've been holding it for a while. Just been dollar cost averaging into it, right? Accumulating as many shares as possible, and we're just waiting for that thing to go back up there. BBAI, this one is also breaking out this week. You can see the EMAs are crossing over. We got a pretty good range back up there to the red zone at around 68. Again, the last time we were in the red zone was back here in October. We got that red dot right there in the red zone. $9 was our selling signal. Okay, and this thing sold all the way off from 9 all the way to 3. Where did the EMAs cross down? They crossed down right here. See how when we're down below those EMAs, we're getting rejected, right? We've been in a downtrend since November. Okay, that's a 7-8 month downtrend, just bear market, bear market, bear market, right? Everybody wants to buy BBAI up here at 10 bucks. Nobody cares about it down here at $3, guys. This is basic investing psychology 101. Okay, when things are going up and things are really exciting, we don't want to buy. Okay, we want to buy when things start to take off. Okay, we want to buy when things are down. We never want to buy when people are excited. People are excited up here in the red zone. Okay, people get excited when a name goes from $4 all the way up to $9. That's a 120% move. But the move's already happened when that happens. So I think BBI is definitely going to run here back to $8, $10. Looks very good. We also got our weekly signals back here in March at around $3. So hopefully you guys entered in off of those signals. Again, these are our buying targets, right? These are our buying signals here. We want to buy the weekly green dots down here below the white line. And after we get the weekly dot, right, there's not going to be any names on my list here that don't have a weekly or a monthly dot. Okay, when we get that, we want to zoom into the daily so we can see what's going on the day-to-day basis and see if we're hitting our targets. So BBAI still got a target at 8 to 9. I still like that run. Robinhood really breaking out. This thing's up 20% in 2 days. We bought it back here in March at around 70. Okay, it's sitting at 90 now, and that is breaking out. That is a huge monster breakout. We're getting back over those EMAs. We're targeting anywhere from 140 to 150 on this one. I think this is one that could really, really run here. I mean, we are nowhere close to being in our sell zone. Again, we want to buy when the wave is down here on the weekly, and we want to sell when it's up here. So we're just looking for the red dot here on Robinhood once this wave gets back up here, or once we reach the red zone. If we hit the red zone from 93, that's a 60% trade. Hopefully you guys got in with us at like 70. You're sitting on a pretty nice profit right now with a lot of room to run. Figma, this is an AI play here. Again, it broke out over the EMAs. Once again, it's easy to tell if your name's in a downtrend, right? We don't want to buy when the bears are in control. Okay, the bears are in control when we're down below our EMA ribbon. Down below, down below, down below. Okay, where did we get the weekly signal? We got it 2 weeks ago right there in May. That was May 4th at around $19. That literally came like right in this area right here. It gapped up, it pulled back. That was a beautiful entry right there at 21 if you snagged it. But that one looks like it's heading higher. These guys have a partnership with NVIDIA as well. They IPO'd at 140 and sold all the way off to 16. But this one looks very strong going into the next week. Something to keep your eye on. GitLab's getting a little extension here. Again, downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. We break the EMA, we pull back. There's the signal. Boom, get going. Okay, this one has the weekly that we got back here at around 21. You're already on massive profits if you entered there, and you got the monthly showing up this month. So this is GitLab. Again, our target zone. If you guys ask me, where do I think it's going? I'm always going to refer you to the red zone. That's always my target. Okay, 71%. I will take a 71% trade all day long. Okay, I'm not trying to hit home runs here. We're not trying to hit grand slams on every trade. We're just trying to be consistent traders. Okay, from there to there, that's 125%. If you can do that consistently, you're going to do very well in the markets. ServiceNow also, where did it break out? Right here. Once again, where did we get our buy signal? We had it right back there at 90. I think we entered this one at 90, sitting on a fat profit now. And again, it has a long way to go to the red zone. So this could pull back here into the EMAs. It very well could. But ultimately, we're long on this, right? We're waiting for this wave to get back up here. Okay, we want this wave up above that white line. That's when we start to look to take profits. Normally, that's when we're up in the red zone. So we're still targeting 180 to 200. I think there's a lot of meat on this bone. But if you guys have been following our channel for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about this for a long time. We've been talking about this since we got our signal back here in April, right around 90. Okay, we also had one right here at around 100. So you bought at 100, you bought at 90. Boom, you're in profit here. If you're buying here since December, and again, we're targeting up here at around 200 bucks. I think that looks good. SoundHound's breaking out as well. Again, SoundHound's been in a nasty downtrend. If you didn't take your profits back up here in the red zone, okay, you were probably very mad because it sold off from 22 all the way down here to $5. Okay, and now what are we doing? We're breaking out of those EMAs. Soundhound AI, this solid AI play, looking very good here. Stop loss on that would be 78. That looks good. H-bar, I actually entered this yesterday. I just seen a big volume candle come in. You guys are seeing the volume start to pick up here on these altcoins. We haven't had a lot of volume since February, but you're seeing those big volume bars come in down there. And again, this one's got a big range back up here to around that's 161% if it goes back up here to 22 to 24 cents. You're looking at the weekly. The weekly's actually red. Okay, they tried to sell it off, but you guys could see this candle it's forming. That's green. That means they tried to sell it off, but they failed. The bears said, or the bulls said, nope. Not going that way. We're stepping back in. That's why you see those big volume candles down there. You see those two big bars down there below the candles. Okay, that tells you that's smart money, right? That's not retail. Those aren't retail investors buying there. Those are big, someone with a lot of money buying down here saying, hey, we're not going below 8 cents. Okay, I did enter this one yesterday. I like where it's forming a green candle here on the monthly as well. I do think we're going to see a monthly signal here on H-bar come June. We're getting new monthly candles this weekend, guys. So every single month, right, we get a new monthly candle. The monthly green dots are the most accurate signal you can get for a swing trade. If you look at Bitcoin here, if you were buying anywhere down here in 2015, you made a ton of money. Bitcoin was at $240 back in 2015. It went all the way up to 20,000, right? These are our signals to buy. Here in 2019, Bitcoin gave the signal at 36. It's now sitting at 75. And right here in January of 2023, if you guys were around on the channel, we actually called this one out at 17,000 on Bitcoin. And again, it ran all the way up to 125 here over the last 2 years. We don't have one on Bitcoin yet, and we don't have one on that H-bar, but there are a lot of these names in here that are getting them. I think ServiceNow doesn't have one. Look at the volume on ServiceNow. Just pumping in, dude. Holy smokes. That was a solid get down there at 90. Solid get. Here's ACHR. This is a drone company. Again, they're crossing the EMA here. So if you wanted to use a stop loss on that 550, this is an interesting drone play. I haven't bought it just because their revenue is awful. They don't even make any money yet. But they are breaking out here on the daily chart. I'm going to turn the volume off because it's kind of distracting. Okay, when you get up over those EMAs, okay, that's when you want to start paying attention. Again, we got the signal back here at around 520. So again, if you entered off our signal, you're already up a significant amount, and you have a lot of room to go back up there to the red zone on ACHR. Here's SEI starting to break out as well over those EMAs. Again, if you get the weekly dot, great. Enter. Okay, that's one confirmation. Another confirmation is we're getting up over these EMAs here. Okay, again, we don't want to buy when we're trending down. Okay, when we're trending in a downtrend, we want to see that breakout, that pullback. Beautiful entries right there around 6 cents. It's up 10%. I mean, this one has a long way to go to the red zone too. You're talking about a 400% move if it goes back up there. I'd be happy with half of that. Okay, a 200% move would be great. But SEI looks very interesting. Also has a green dot here on the monthly chart, which is a very accurate buy signal there. That's a crypto. I think that's the second crypto of the day behind H-bar. We got ZS. This is another cybersecurity play here. Okay, this one gapped down, so we actually like it off the gap down. They beat their earnings. It gapped down. As long as this one holds on to 113, I like it. Okay, I think this was just probably a liquidity flush or something. A lot of room back up there to the red zone. One name that took off today was Okta. Okta's now up in the red zone, so we are now in take profit. This is another cybersecurity company. ZS hasn't made it to the red zone yet. Okta is hitting the red zone after beating their earnings here. Okay, they're all the way up here to 122. So definitely be taking profits on Okta. If you're in Okta and want to stay in the cybersecurity space, you could rotate your profits into ZS because we're targeting up here between 300 and 340 on ZS. NNE, this is a nuclear energy company. Also, again, just referencing, we've been in a downtrend since October, trending down, right? This is the bear market. The bear market is not now. The bear market has happened over the last 8 months. So we like this one a lot here above 22 if you want to play a nuclear energy play. Only thing I don't like about it is they don't have any revenue, but a lot of these nuclear energy companies don't make any money. But they're saying nuclear energy is going to be really big in the future. So it's kind of one of those forward outlook things. Target would be anywhere from 48 to 55. Again, if you did not take profits up here in October, right, you're probably not very happy holding it all the way down for the last 8 months. But now we are reversing and going back to the upside. So target's still 55 on that. UPST is really breaking out here as well. That one actually has a green dot here too. So we can mark our bottom here. $26 would be the stop loss. That's just the low back here from the middle of May. Again, we're breaking out over the EMAs. Would love to see this one break over 35, which it's attempting to do. A lot of range to go, though. Again, very undervalued, very beat up, right? We don't want to buy stocks that are just going up, right? Most people are buying stocks up here in the red zone. This is when people are buying because this is when everyone's talking about them. No one talks about them when they're down here in the bottom, right? After they just pulled back by 60%. This went from 85. If you sold our signal up here in the red zone at 86, 87, it went all the way down to $23. I mean, that's a huge drop. Okay, 73% drop. If you put in $10,000 here, you now have $3,000. Okay, we're not trying to do that here. We're trying to buy the bottom and sell the top. And if you look at the wave, okay, the time to sell is when the wave's up here, okay, and buy when it's down here on the weekly chart. Okay, we focus primarily on the weekly chart here on this channel. We do use the daily and we do use the monthly as well. Okay, we don't have to be married to one time frame. We could use multiple for our own benefit, but UPST has a long way to go. That one looks good. Coinbase has a green daily here. It's still red on the weekly, but I would just say you want to watch that level at 160. Above 160, I still like Coinbase. If crypto's going to do what we think it's going to do here, which is break out and go to the freaking moon over the next, I don't know, 6-7 months, Coinbase should definitely benefit from that. So above 160, I still really like Coinbase. Our target is always up here in the red zone. Again, if you did not sell Coinbase when it was in the red zone back here in October, you probably weren't very happy, right? $400 all the way down to 140. We got to take profits when we hit our zones, guys. We cannot be greedy. Okay, PGY also breaking out over the EMAs. Again, anytime I see the name breaking out over these EMAs, that tells me that, hey, there's bulls stepping in, propping this thing up, getting ready to go. PGY is another AI name, I believe. And this one looks really good here above 1150. We got Circle. Circle's got a red dot here on the weekly, so you want to use a very tight stop loss on this at like $98. Up above 98, it looks good for some continuation, but you need to use that stop loss. Whenever you get the red dot on the weekly, that's where you need to mark the low and set your stop loss. Okay, so 98 is the low from yesterday. As long as we hold that level, I think this looks good. Algorand's really breaking out here too. This one's kind of been ranging here, putting in a bull flag. Okay, we got the signal down here at like 8.5. We're up pretty nicely on this one, and it still looks very strong above 9 cents, 9 or 10 cents. Okay, target's still up here at 23, but you're starting to see the volume really pick up here. Again, if you put the volume on, okay, we got two big volume candles over the last couple of days. We're up above those EMAs. I think this is going to be a huge weekend for altcoins. We got Microsoft getting that separation now off those EMAs. The bulls are stepping in. Target's still 500 to 540. There's still some meat left on this bone as well. Okay, you got about 20% to go back to the red zone. Where did we get our signal? Back here in April, 370. What was that? 373, around 370. Okay, pumping up. I think that one's going easily back to $500-600, looking good. Intuit. So this one is actually down here below the EMAs. This thing is just so undervalued right now that I think it's worth taking a look at. They're a huge tax company. They own TurboTax and stuff like that. They make around 8. Well, they made $4 billion that quarter, $3 billion this quarter, $3 billion this quarter. Their biggest quarters are in Q4, obviously, or tax season, right? Q1. That's when they make the majority of their money. So this thing's just way down, 800 down to 300. It's just very beat up. I think the bottom could potentially be in right here at $300 for Intuit. Interesting play, and they do pay a pretty nice dividend. NVO, again, breaking out over the EMAs. I think this thing's about ready to send next week. We got the daily alert on this yesterday. Again, we still got the green dot. Okay, we're bouncing right on that 9 EMA. Everything is looking good. We got the monthly. Literally everything is lining up for NVO next week. I think this is a solid healthcare play, and I like it a lot above $42. Very bullish on that one. I do have a position. HIMS is heating up too. HIMS is looking good, sitting right on those averages. Again, we're bouncing right on the 4-year. Okay, that blue line is our 4-year moving average. We want to buy into that average or below that average. Our signal on HIMS came right here at $15. You're up 100% if you added on that, and your target should still be up here between 58 and 60. I'm going to share this list with you guys actually right now. I'm going to put this over here so you guys can review this over the weekend. I'm putting this in the watch list tab here. So here's the favorites for today is 5-29. We're going into a new month. June is going to be a massive month for the market. Things are really lining up here, And you guys can go ahead and download this playlist over here in the Discord under the watch list tab now. So if you're watching the replay, watching the live, you guys have access to this over here in the Discord. You can pull up all the names that we're covering in today's video, and you guys can look at them over the weekend or do whatever you guys want to do. Let me know what your guys' favorite names are in the chat and down at the comments. Let me know what you guys are watching. But that is now available over there in the watch list tab. I drop this every single Friday. Friday are our watch list videos here at Overkill Trading. So if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and smash that bell. We are dialed in here every single week. We're live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you guys like stock and crypto content, would love to have you be a subscriber. If you guys are not in the Discord, this is literally the place you want to be. This is where you can connect with our members over here, our Spartans. It's just a way we can stay in touch and connected when we're not live here on YouTube or on social media. So Jasmine, this one's got a green daily. It's still red here on the weekly, but I think we're right in the middle of a bear trap, guys. I think this is a massive, massive bear trap that we're sitting in for crypto. We kind of took off over the last month or two, and we pulled back over the last few weeks, and you kind of saw the bears start to jump out of their caves again 2 days ago or a couple days ago, but now they're back in the caves, and I just think it's a massive bear trap. I think we're sitting in a massive, massive bear trap right now for a lot of these names. I think Jasmine looks really good down here. It's just consolidating, going sideways. Normally you see sideways action before you see the big move up. So Jasmine does look good down here. ZBCN also getting some volume coming in here today as well. Again, beautiful bounce there off of 0.027. You got a really easy stop loss set right there at 0.027. If that level holds, that's the low from yesterday. Okay, I think that was the bottom of the bear trap was yesterday. I'd put a stop loss at 0.026 on this, but if you like ZBEC, I think this looks like a really good place to be adding. We also got PayPal. PayPal's below the EMAs. Again, we're just ranging. We haven't moved anywhere in like 3 months, but normally the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move is going to be to the upside. So I still like PayPal a lot above 52. This thing's still sitting down here at like a 10-year low. Lowest prices since 2016, 2017. It's 2026 right now, right? That's 9-10 years of lows. ACN, we sniped this one. I believe we sniped this one 2 days ago or a couple days ago, maybe on that signal at 170. Nice move up today, up about 5%. Again, long way to go. This is a massive company, guys. They make $18 billion a quarter. They beat their revenue by $200 million last quarter. And look at the stock, okay? Down from 420 all the way down here to 186 with a lot of room to go back up here to the red zone. I mean, we got a long way to go. Okay, this is another AI play. I'd rather buy this, right? That's just gone down, right? Very beat up, good earnings, good PE ratio, than something like MU. Look at MU, okay? Complete wrong direction to be buying. We should have bought MU down here. We did buy MU down here at around 70. Okay, I think I sold mine though around probably 140, 150. Again, it kept going. I don't care. I'm focused on being consistent, buying, selling. Okay, I'll take 60 to 100% consistently rather than taking one big trade and just continuing to hope that it just keeps going up. Again, we want to buy great companies at a great price. Great companies meaning they have great revenues, right? MU just made $23 billion. ACN, they made $18 billion. They're not that much smaller of a company than MU, but they're trading at a much smaller premium. So this one looks like it's breaking out here, trying to get over those EMAs. Looks very strong there above 169. Snapchat still just consolidating here. We're looking for that big breakout there to $9-10. This one still does look very strong here. The dot is still holding green above $5. Looks like they had some news. Looks like they're expanding their board. So we're looking for that one to come back up to 9 to 10. Solana also lagging here. Okay, just going sideways. So up above $77. This still looks good. Okay, we just want to see that explode over the weekend here. You're looking like you're going to probably get a daily alert here pretty soon. The monthly's just so beat up. I mean, Solana's dropped for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months in a row. We've been red. Okay, normally after an 8 to 9 month pullback, that's the end of the bear market, right? Bear markets last generally around 1 year. Okay, and you can see we've gone down for 8 months in a row. So the bear market, guys, in my opinion, has already happened. It's already happened. It's already gone down from $250 all the way down to $70. Okay, Solana has already dropped from its previous high 73%. Okay, it's down big. Okay, and now we're just building the base down here. This looks very strong here above 70 bucks still. I like it. AXP, given the green dot here on the weekly. This is American Express, looking very strong over 300 next week. ASST looks like it wants to keep going. We got Uber. Uber's picking up, bouncing off the bottom of the Fibonacci. So another great zone to buy in is when we hit that green line down there on the bottom of the fib. Just like how when we hit the top of the fib, it's a good time to sell. When we hit the bottom of the fib, it's generally a good time to buy. And I like this one a lot still above 67. They got great earnings, making a ton of money. Great value play here. Okay, sitting at 71. We like Uber. We got Doge. Doge has a red weekly, so again, what are we doing? We're setting a stop loss at the previous low. I think this one's still very strong here above 9 cents. Looking for the daily alert this weekend. We got CEDIS pulling back quite a bit here. Looking for the daily on that one next week. We got ICP sitting right here on the EMAs. Okay, it's got a green dot there on the weekly, so you just want to see this one hold on to like 210. The lows from back here in February. We called the bottom of crypto back here in February. This is when we were like, hey, the bottom's in, and it has been the bottom for the last 3 months. We just haven't, besides this, haven't really seen that explosive move to the upside that everyone's looking for. Chainlink, you guys know this is the most bullish project in my opinion when it comes to fundamentals. Still really like this one above $8. Looking for the daily going into the weekend. I did buy Uniswap today, actually. I posted that over here in trades. I think Uniswap is very crucial to the Ethereum ecosystem. It is their DEX. It's what they use to do all their swaps. And you can see it's sitting right here, okay, at the low of 2020. Okay, so this is a 6-year low for Uniswap. Okay, I do have a pretty tight stop loss set on this, but I do think this is the bottom right here at $3 for Uniswap. I think my stop loss is set around like 270 to 275. If that breaks, I will sell it. It does have a red dot, so I am using caution, but I do believe the buyers are stepping in here. The bulls are stepping in here and propping this thing up. Again, they're not letting it go below that $3 level. That's a big psychological level. I think Uniswap is a great utility play. Tons of utility. Ethereum pretty much runs on Uniswap. So Ethereum can't really exist without Uniswap. So we're still targeting up here between 8 and 9. Entered that today. XRP, again, still ranging. Very boring price action. Okay, we're just going sideways. We call this the stealth phase over here on our cheat sheet. Okay, when we just go sideways, that's normally when the smart money's loading up. Smart money's not buying when everything's going parabolic and everyone's super bullish. Okay, smart money's not buying when things are exciting. Okay, things were exciting back here when the wave was up here in August, okay? 350, everyone and their mother was buying XRP. It was going to 10,000 by the end of the year. Everybody wanted to buy XRP up here. Why is that? Because again, it went up a lot, okay? And then that's when everyone rushes in. So these people, right, the smart money that are buying when things aren't exciting, right? When they were buying down here at 40 cents or 50 cents. Again, we bought XRP 2 years ago at 50 cents. Okay, it went from 50 cents all the way up to 350. Okay, we want to sell up here and we want to buy down here. Okay, this is the best fear and greed index you could possibly have. Okay, people are fearful when the wave's below the white line. People are greedy when it's up here. We want to buy when people are fearful, sell when they're greedy. I think XRP looks really good here. Okay, we're sitting right at the fair price. Okay, how do we know we're getting a fair price? We pay attention to the average. Okay, that dotted line here, we want to buy as close to the average or at the average or below the average, never off the average. So the blue line represents the average price over the last 4 years, okay, which is currently sitting at around 140, and you're buying it at 130 here. So we can assume that we are buying XRP at a fair price, buying it right here at the mean. We never want to buy up here, right? We don't want to buy XRP up here at 350 when everyone's excited telling you to buy it. We want to wait for that retracement back into the average. Again, we want to buy at the 40-year average or below the 40-year average. And we're sitting right at it here on XRP. Still like that one. We got Aerodrome Finance. This one looks good above this low right here at 38. Yes, I know it has a red dot on the weekly. That doesn't mean panic. That just means, hey, pay attention to the level we're bouncing at. Okay, the level we're bouncing at is right there at 38. Above 38, I really like this one. I would love to see a green dot pop on this one over the week and us to hold that $37, $38 support and ping back up here to 120. Again, this was a huge trade last year. If you guys bought that signal at 39 cents, pretty much the same level we're sitting at right now. It went from 39 cents up to $1.70, sold all the way off to 30 cents. Again, you got your signals down here at around 30 cents. You're still up on the trade. We're just looking for the continuation going into next week. Easy stop loss on that one at around 37. Okay, we got a few more names here. Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin's red here on the weekly, so again, we're paying attention to the previous low. Okay, if you zoom in here to the daily, we're trying to bounce here at that $70 level. Again, we're just very sideways right now, very going sideways. This did have a pretty nasty breakdown this week, so we are paying attention. I mean, we've been paying attention to the 70K level. I think 70,000 is support. What I'd like to see on Bitcoin is a green dot tomorrow or on Sunday, and us to get back over to the EMAs, right? We want to reclaim like that 78, 79K level. If Bitcoin does that this weekend, you guys are going to see a massive, massive move on some of these names. Again, we are using caution here with a stop loss at 70 on Bitcoin. Not really interested in Bitcoin. I'm more interested in names like Uniswap, Chainlink, Aerodrome, XRP right now than Bitcoin, but we do have to pay attention to Bitcoin here. And above 70K, I still like Bitcoin. Easy stop loss on that at 70,000. We got Owl. These guys pay a great dividend. Again, we got our signal down here at $8.50. Okay, we're looking for a move back up here to 18 to 20 on Blue Owl Capital. We got ETHA. ETHA sold off back down to where we were in March, April. Okay, again, the wave's way down here right now. I was actually looking at adding to my options on this one. I want to look for a green dot here on the daily to confirm that, but I do believe the bottom is in somewhere around 1450 here. Again, this bottom from February we've been talking about, that was down at 1350. We're sitting at 15 now. Red zone's all the way up here between 31 and 30. That's a play on Ethereum. We got Sui. These guys have been having some network outages today. Not really sure what's going on. It does have a red dot here on the weekly. So again, we're watching that previous low at like 78 cents as a stop loss. Nasty sell-off over the last 2 weeks. Again, just looking for the daily alert, not paying attention to news, not caring about the news. We want to pay attention to the charts. And as long as this thing holds on to 78, structurally, okay, that's been the low since February. So that's been the low, right? We want to buy closer to the low than this up here at 140. Right, I think I bought my first entry right around $1. It went down to 91 cents. I did average down, and I think that all that news and stuff will just pass. Okay, that'll just pass on Sui. But if you want to use protection, right, use a stop loss at like 77 cents on that one. Ondo looks good. They had a CEO. Their CEO got killed or something, or he died. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but obviously rest in peace. But I don't know what that's going to do to the project. What's going to happen to his coins, his shares, things like that. Are those going to get sold, or what's going to happen, right? So up above 32 cents, I like Ondo, but that was just some really weird news. We got a lot of chop here. Okay, up, down, up, down. You want to see that hold 32, but again, we're a long way off of that red zone. Definitely use a stop loss at 32 or 31. We got TAI, another crypto here, sitting right on those EMAs. Okay, the dot is green. This thing's trending up, looking very good. Osmosis also had a big move up here to 13 and pulled back to 5. We're looking for the green daily on this one as well. Still looking strong, over 4.5 cents here. We bought this one down here at like 3 cents, so we're already up 80% on it. We're just waiting for that to get up there to the red zone and for this wave, right, to reclaim this level up here, get up above that red zone up there. But above that level up, I think it was what, 4.5 cents. It still looks very good. You can also stake that one on the Kepler wallet. Backed. This one is a crypto exchange. Again, signal came down here at 780. Okay, now we're on the daily looking for that pullback. It's pulled back the last 5 days. We're up above these EMAs. The EMAs is crossing. Okay, we're looking for that move up to the red zone. Okay, just like it did back here at 45. Okay, we're sitting at 10 right now. I think this one looks interesting. Engine, we entered this one last week. There's no N in that. EIGIN, I don't even know how to say this, but up above 19 cents, it looks good. Again, we've been in a long downtrend, okay, for 8-9 months. Down, 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 down. And now the bulls are stepping into control here. Target on that's 160 to 2. We got FET, artificial intelligence. I got stopped out of this one at 19, and then it just went right back up. Okay, targeting 55 to 70 still. This one still looks good. I think I got stopped out. Yeah, like right there at 19, it hit my stop loss and then went the other way. That happens sometimes. It's okay. Okay, we're still targeting 55 to 70 on that. And then Atom, I bought this one yesterday too. They're paying like 19% on Coinbase just to stake this one. So my thoughts behind it were, hey, I'm going to buy it down here at the 5-6 year low, the lows from 2025. I'm going to stake it at those lows, earn 20%, and then capitalize not only on the move, but all those staking rewards as we continue to climb up here. I like the Atom ecosystem. It's more focused on staking and security and privacy. So I do like that sector. I think it's going to do big things. They got that big partnership with Coinbase, so I do think that one will be trading back up there between $4 and $5. I did buy that one this week, and then Render's also sitting right here into the EMAs, looking good. Still got a lot of room to go to $3.50 to $4. Sitting right here at 2. I think I like this one a lot. I entered it back here at like 150, 160 off that signal. Okay, it's up pretty significantly, and we still got a lot of room to go on that one. RZLV is an AI play here. I think they have a lot to do with like e-commerce shopping. Looks like the bottom's in right there at 230. Big range back up there to 7. Again, we got our signal there last week at around 250. It's already up. That one looks like it could make a move. We're just waiting for the wave to come back up here and give us that red dot. And then lastly, we got XLM really taking off here as well. We did have a couple signals on this one since December. We had one right there at 19. We had one right here at 15. Okay, so you're up on any of these signals that you've bought over the since December. So over the last 7 months, if you bought any of these, you're now in profit. Okay, and that thing's really breaking out. So you can see how this thing moves. It moves really fast. So I just wait for the wave to come back up here now and look to sell again. We got a lot of room to go back up there to the red zone. Red zone sitting between 36 and 40. This is looking really good. Obviously, you kind of missed the move. That was the signal to enter on right there at 15 cents. You're already up 40% off of that. But this one looks like it's going to make a strong move. I think there's going to be a lot of big moves in altcoins next week. Obviously, you're seeing some of these stocks just absolutely rip. But that is the watch list, and I did share this list with you guys, so these are my top picks for next week, crypto and stocks. If you guys are joining the live late, you can watch the replay over here in the latest tab. We post all of the past replays. We did some chart requests yesterday, Wednesday, and Tuesday. I posted my entire portfolio here on Monday. So Monday is my portfolio update. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all your guys' chart requests. And then Fridays are the Overkill watch list, which is what you're watching right now. So you guys can watch that over here in the Discord. You guys can always catch the replays. And then I did share that watch list with you guys. So that's pretty much every name that we just went over here. Okay, I shared all this whole entire list right here. You just click on this link, and that'll get you access to the favorites list over here, which is every name that we just covered and went over. So that's it for the watch list, folks. We will be back live again on Monday. If you guys need me, hit me up over inside of the Discord. We got a great team over here, guys. All your questions will get answered. We have around 4,000 members. I think we're at about 30,000 people in the Discord now total. Channel's just kind of been blowing up lately with some of these moves. Obviously, guys, we practice 3 things here. We practice patience, we practice discipline, and we practice trusting the data. Okay, trusting the logic and the plan that we have formulated here. Okay, if you don't have a plan in your trading, you're just throwing darts with a blindfold. You need a plan. You could use our plan. If you don't want to use our plan, you can come up with your own plan. Just make sure you have the discipline to stick to your plan. That's how you will increase your odds of being successful in this market. Things are looking really good, folks. I'm very excited for what the next few months have in store for us. If you guys have been accumulating here with us for the last couple of months, most likely you got a smile on your face right now because a lot of the names are really breaking out. You guys could see my portfolio here just absolutely green today. Names like INJ, now SMCI just absolutely taken off. So yeah, if you guys need me, like I said, hit me up in the Discord. If you guys have chart requests for next week, just drop them over here in the chart request section inside of the Discord. I will be taking those here. If you guys got any chart requests right now, you guys can drop them in the chat. I'll take a couple of them here. And then I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I got some stuff I need to take care of here. XLM partnered with UP and DCC. Nice. New Wave wants to see NFQ. So again, your signal was down here at $9. It's sitting at 15. There's no red zone on that, so I can't really tell you what's going to happen. But I would use a stop loss probably at 14.50 on that one. I see someone else wants to see MSTR. That's strategy. Looking good. Big reversal candle there on strategy. I like that one above 145. Okay, that one looks really good as well. It's also got the green monthly alert. So yeah, we're buyers of that one here at these levels. That one should pop a green dot here on the daily anytime. And we want to buy those green daily dots if this monthly alert is green or the EMAs are crossed up here. That one looks like it's going to bounce there at 145. That looks really good. BMNR, this one's hard to read because again, it flushed. They had a stock split. I do like this one above 17 still. Okay, that's a play on Ethereum. So if you think Ethereum's going up, BMNR is a great play right now. Okay, and Ethereum's holding 2,000 very strong, right? We broke 2,000 and we didn't sell off, right? That's a really good sign. That means the bulls are stepping in here, and there's no bears left to sell. Okay, because that 2,000 level was a big psychological break, and you could see price just rocketed right back up. So I really like ETH, and pretty much any altcoin right now I think looks very good, guys. So that's all I see right now, guys. Again, the replay is posted over here if you guys joined late. These are all the names we're watching going into next week. A lot of breakouts this week. A lot of them are looking like they're going to set up for breakouts next week. I like that Doku play. I like that DJT play. Hood looks good. GitLab, like all these names just look very good for breakouts next week. So if you guys got some value out of this, smash a like. Let me know what you're watching down in the comments section if you guys are watching the replay. I read every single comment on YouTube, here on YouTube. So drop your comments. Let me know what you guys think. We'll be back live again on Monday of next week. For the portfolio update. That's just where I go over my portfolio, and then we'll be taking chart requests as always from the chat and from the Discord. Again, you guys can get your Discord chart requested at any time over here in the chat. Like I said, you guys can download the indicators by coming over here to the trading indicator tab. Just click on this link. Takes a couple of clicks, and everything loads right up into your TradingView account. Your screen will look exactly like my screen when you go through that link over there. If you have any trouble with that, just shoot an email to overkill@overkillinvesting.club, and make sure you check out that free trading course if you guys are new. God bless you guys. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. If you guys need me, hit me up over here in the Discord. As always, with that being said, we'll chat soon.